Oh, I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's an expensive camera, but for some reason it only takes like video 2 or 3 minutes at a time and keeps shutting off. Maybe it's too hot. So we're back on my little camera, which is probably just as good. It lost a lot. I mean, really, it was just me jumping up and down and raising and lowering. But right now we're there. We're maybe a couple inches too far forward, so I got to try to scoot the motor back without moving it too far side to side, because I'm in the galley now. So I'm in the middle. So we'll see what we can do here. Alright, so got some weight on there. What I'm going to do is take a look and see where the dowels are, and then, because I put a little tension on the, are we still recording? Oh good, that's still working. Put a little tension on there, and then if I just need to move side to side a little bit to hit the dowels, I'll just give the body a jiggle. Yeah, we're right there. Right there on that side. Right there on that side. There it is. Alright, so at this point I should be able to get bolts in. Can't quite get all the bolts in there. So what I'll do now is I'm going to run and get my my jack and jack it up just on the back of the transmission a little bit. The trans mount cross member is only about that far. I think maybe I had a different block of wood under there last time, because it kind of was angled like this when I did it the first time. Notice this whole thing, I never really got under the car. There was a couple times I snuck my arm under there, but while I feel like it's pretty secure, it's just not something I would do. This is about to be the sketchiest part, is me reaching under to get the trans bolt started. But But even that, I mean, the car can't really fall any further than it is. Still got to be careful, but I'm gonna stop the video and tighten up the bolts, and then I'll show you, I'll come back when I'm lifting it back up to put it on jack stands. You have to forgive my the noise in the background. My neighbor's mowing now. So nothing much happened. I actually have 6 cross-member bolts. I drilled out. I think the stock one only has 4, but there's actually 3. So when I built my cross-member, I drilled 3 holes on each side. The problem is I drilled them so perfectly spot on. They're not slotted or anything. So it has to be lined up perfectly, or else it's a mess. So I was fiddling with that. What I do next is I want to get it back on jack stands. I have too much work to do before I put suspension on it to put the jack stands on the chassis. And the reason I don't like putting on the chassis is because it creates, I think, a pivot point behind the heavy part of the motor. So I feel like the motor kind of has a chance to kind of go like this with the chassis. Now it's a T-top car, does have subframe connectors, but it's still, you know, a 1986 unibody car, and I don't like letting it sit like that on too little points. So we're going to go under the K-member, which also will help when I go to tighten the K-member bolts all the way, because the weight will be on there. So what I do is I lift it back up with the hoist, I get it back on the jack stands, and then I can do whatever I want to do then. I think today I'm probably going to probably go underneath the car and situate some wiring that I wasn't real happy with, its location going over the transmission. I will put a battery in it as soon as I get it up, because I want to put the windows down. It's so stupid hot in there, and leaving the doors open is just a pain. You get the hatch open. I am gonna do the fuel pump trap door mod, and I'll explain why, and I'll probably take a little short video of that. So I might even fiddle with that today. I got to clean the tank out. It's been sitting for years, and I had clogged injectors before, so I kind of have to assume that there's junk somewhere. So let's get it back up on the jack stands here, and then we'll see where we're at. Hopefully nothing falls off when I do this. It shouldn't. But the car is much heavier. You can tell when you're cranking it up that there's weight in there now. I want to go nice and slow. It'll bounce right now if I go too crazy. It'll bounce on that chain a little bit, and I want to make sure I get it up nice and level. Unless you want to be on the video. Yep, it's in there. You give me a minute to get the jack stands back on, over and look when it's not dangling on the hoist. I'm not gonna lie, I could have used a little help. sure if you could see when I lowered it, but it